I can remember my Aunt Edna, trying to keep my voice down. Raymond, one of the fun stories about Raymond, um, a kettle Taco Bell. You remember that commercial? I think I'm gonna need a bigger pot. That's what my Aunt Edna told Raymond when she saw him. Raymond is a big guy. His cousin Raymond. I mentioned cousin Raymond before, and that's what Edna told him. Joel relayed that message to me. Edna said Raymond walked into the kitchen and she said, "I think I need a bigger pot." Dolores Maria has caused me to recall a memory of Dolores. I met Dolores on a sex site. Dolores was not a bullshitter. Let's see. I can't tell y'all all my tips and tricks, what I've been up to. My voice. What was I going to say about my voice? Um, some people don't want to see me live, and I don't want the good to suffer with the bad. But after a series of attacks on my podcast, I have not been able to do this, so I'm able to do this. And Emma is cramping my style. She gives me no room to breathe with Maria. Emma, which brings me to my point. Emma reminds me of. Oh, look at this. Okay, yeah. Things of that nature make me subconscious about the way how I look when I have people who are belittling to me. Emma is, in a lot of ways, she's not Patty. She's Patty-esque. Patty-esque. So Emma forced me to recall a memory of Patty. I don't know how well y'all can hear me. I used to hate having to talk to Patty at work on days, dead days, where there was no customers. And Emma, it was a day where there was no customers. And I hated talking to Patty when there was no customers in the building. And she used to force me to talk to her. And Emma has forced me to recall this memory. And when, nobody wants to talk to somebody when you're the one doing all the work. You want it to be 50-50. You just interrogating me to pump me for information. You just want information out of me. And we're not having a real conversation. You're just grilling me. You're just gaslighting me. And Maria is forcing me to recall some good memories. All things work together for good. Even the bad memories help us not to relive things we don't want to relive. The Celtic, the night that guy called the cops on me, I was getting all the hoes. And so I'm paranoid now. Everywhere I go, I get the women, the men, the boys, the girls, the unknown sexes, and it causes jealousy in the establishment. So I'm paranoid, and Maria is forcing me out of my shell because I'm paranoid as shit that the men and boys, etc., girls, the ones who can't get pussy are gonna call the cops on me. That's what happened that night at the Celtic. I never felt strong enough to tell anyone my story. And I was getting all the women that night, and I'm not used to being married. I'm not used to women who are employed wanting me. My other marriages were kidnappings and arrangements. They were arranged marriages. So this is all new to me. But at the Celtic, Kayla, can't help it. I don't know no other way to put it, but just say her name. She was all over me, and her boyfriend is the one who called the cops on me because I was getting all the hoes that night. And everywhere I go now, no matter what I do to try to turn people off, it's a influx of people after me. They be trying to like come on to me and stuff, and then their husbands and boyfriends get mad. So I'm in this constant state of paranoia that the police are gonna show up because that's happened to me before. You know, as Ti once said, we know who didn't get the cutty. Yeah, I got these grumpy men calling the law on me, so I'm paranoid that what happened to me in the South is going to happen in the North. Somebody's going to get angry because I'm getting all the women and all the men and all the play and call the cops on me. It's an invisible law in America that you can do that. You can just twist the law the way you want it to your own narrative. You step it back like the emperor. This person is getting more hoes than me. I think I'm gonna just do something about that. I'm gonna call the police. I think I'm gonna just call the police. You could do that here, and I didn't know that. And it happens to men too. You know, there's always some guy who's gonna hate on you. You know, it's a man. You always see it in a Hollywood parody, in a comedy. You see where people listening to me now, so I gotta wrap this up. I want to keep my be respectful to others here. You see a guy who he's the ladies' man, and then you see some guy come along and say, "I don't see what's so special about him, because he ain't getting no pussy." That's what I'm going through. Only I'm getting pussy and dick, and it's causing problems because I'm trying to mind my own business. And but the video surveillance, as Posey once said, keep recording, verifies my story. These same people who were calling the cops on me, Damon, I can't help but say his name. Damon is Kayla's boyfriend, now her husband. He was interested in me and I wasn't interested. So the footage helps to prove my case. You see, I'm not in jail. You see, I'm not in prison. I'm here. I proved my story. I don't know where he is. And Hit Girl is still with me, her spirit, even though I haven't seen that little girl that has lit a fire in me. The little girl that wanted me to get my fire back is back because of her. So I keep her spirit with me. And one day, Hit Girl, I will not see myself as ugly. And it's not just her, it's a lot of people who follow my podcast that want me to get my fire back. And the night that my device got hacked, I lost some footage. I lost about 2 or 3 videos. One of them was airing out my mother and the layout of her house. And the other one was about my brother Joel. And it was a cute ass dog that followed me home that I had caught all 3 on camera. And I don't have the strength or the time to get into the detail, but the layout of my mother's house, I will just tell you, was quite disturbing. And before the hackers do it again, I will just say we started out from the foundation from the ground up, and there was a really bad roaches Section 8 house, and she gutted it. I helped her gut it, and the new features, she put a partial metal fence in and a partial privacy fence in because she said, I'm just going off her word, it sounds legit though. She said it's because of the regulations. You know, you can't just build in America. You can't just get a whole bunch of boards. And this sounds funny to me because I've tried it. I've tried it before. You can't just get a whole bunch of sticks and try to build your own house and just pick a piece of land. You know, this is America. So she's like, Lisa, you need a noonie. She's called me noonie. You need regulations and you need paperwork. So I helped her. I believed her about the fence. She's like, you can't just put a fence up, and then there's a property line. You got to go through all this shit. So I don't have time to get into the layout of the house, but we'll just make that an ongoing thing when I have more privacy and I'm not where I have to whisper. And Joel, my connection with Joel, that's the brother that if I had stayed in the South, it would have been an arranged marriage. I want to reconnect with Joel, with my brother, and forgive him, and him forgive me, and that's normal. Sibling rivalry. I read somewhere that siblings have very intimate relationships, and so that's not unusual to have beef with your siblings. Sometimes you can work it out, sometimes you don't work it out. Look at Cain and Abel, but he is the only brother that I want to see, but I don't want to see him for a good while, at least 10 years. I need time to prepare for him crossing his legs and telling his story. I need time to prepare for that. I need time to get a drink out on, I'm gonna need, and I'm gonna have in my nightmare that I mentioned before about Joel. I'm not gonna get into the detail what happened because it's kids in here. Um, my son, so I got a son that I'm trying to rear, and I'm trying to rear my brother. So I'm not in any hurry to what am I trying to say? See my brother. I want to put that off as far as I can because, that's taking care of a man. That's two men I got to take care of. My son, my different orphanages, and which I started now. I'm taking care of kids now. I'm just not getting the credit for it. There are a lot of estranged kids with no place to go around here. And but these in my omen, I have papers on them. I get credit for it. And I'm gonna have to prepare. 10 years gives me strength to rear my brother Joel and rear. I would love to see him, but not right now. I got too much going on. And I would love for him to meet my son. And I don't even know the kid's name yet, but I've had a strong omen about that. So I cap off Joel. You know how it is when you start talking about family, you start rambling. Even though it's good stuff, you ramble. So let's see what else is on my list. So Maria, as I'm trying to work, she is a table. I'm at the table trying to do my podcasting, and then she's up there on the ladder or chair. I'm not getting a good look at her doing a performance. Way over my head. I didn't know that was for me. So 2 customers came up, and 2 proud dads. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have known what the fuck she was doing over there. I'm like, why is she? As soon as I sat down, start working, what is she doing? Maria's a fun time. She's fun and not a prude. That's why she reminds me of Dolores. Dolores knew what she wanted. So yeah, I found my place in my notes what I was going to say to you. I don't want to speed up the reuniting with my brother, but the whole point to Joel is to get the other dark-skinned people out of my face. Let's see. What else? A Ouija board. I wrote down a Ouija. Man, Kylie and I used a Ouija board. And I forgot it was something I wanted to do before we started, but I got distracted at the counter by a cute girl that was very attractive. Let's see. So I wanted to do the Our Father prayer in French. That's how dangerous it's. That's how dangerous it's gotten for me to do what I do. That I like to start it and end it with a prayer. So Notre Père qui es quoi ton nom soit sanctifié, quoi ton règne vienne, que ta volonté soit faite sur la terre comme au ciel. That's good enough. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory forever. Amen. So, as we close, I want to tell you something that I just remembered. I wanted to tell you the story of Job, not job, like you going to work. In the story of Job, his wife said, "Go ahead, curse God and die." I got my enemies feel that way about me. This was hard for me to get here today. I had a lot of adversity. I had some trouble. I had some situations that I was able to, with the help of my loved ones, survive and get this to you, which is why I want to wrap this up as quick as possible. My enemies want me to go ahead and curse God and die. I refuse.